Welcome back to another episode of OnlyFeehans with me, Kerryn Elizabeth Feehan. I'll be at Yonkers Comedy Club August 16th, 17th, 18th. That's 5 shows.
Ooh.
Have I sold 5 tickets? I don't think so.
Get me on them, dude. They'll sell 3 more tickets.
You can be on them. I don't know.
Perfect. I'll do it.
You want to go to Yonkers, dude?
No.
Why?
Because...
What do you even know about Yonkers?
Jadakiss is from there.
That's good. He's good.
Is he going to be there?
Yep.
All right.
Throwing ass on the gram, getting laughs at the stand. Only she can, only Feehans. It's only Feehans.
Welcome back to another episode of OnlyFeehans with me, your host, Kerryn Elizabeth Feehan, and our illustrious guest today. Lots of specials. Been on fucking late night, fucking staple of the comedy scene. Are you from New Orleans?
Yeah.
It's Sean Patton, you guys. Yeah. Woo! In studio audience goes crazy.
I mean, I should clarify because people.
Why?
The dirty suburbs of New Orleans.
Okay.
I'm from Slidell, Louisiana. Well, I'm from Chalmette originally, which is like the Staten Island.
Oh, that sounds like a different language.
Chalmette.
That sounds like.
Yeah. Speaking Cajun right
yes,
now. Here
Cajun.
you go. Here you go. Right here in front of you now.
I like that. I like Cajun seasoning. I like crawfish. I bought a lot of stuff at Buc-ee's. When I think I was in.
That's not even in Louisiana.
All right.
No.
Okay, but I drove.
Buc-ee's is good shit, though.
I drove from Louisiana to Texas, and I passed the Buc-ee's.
Yeah, Texas is fucking Buc-ee's town.
That's where they are. Oh, okay.
Wait, where in Louisiana did you
I
drive
did
from?
J.P. Leonard's show.
Oh, Lafayette.
Yeah.
Shout out.
Yeah.
It's funny when you say Lafayette. No. I'm sorry. I'm saying it like a New Yorker now.
Wait, it's Lafayette?
Lafayette. Lafayette is someone who's been in New York too long.
And that says the name of the street.
Well, it's an old joke, but someone who says Houston, Texas.
Yeah.
You know, or someone who says Lexington, Kentucky. Lexington. No one says Lexington. When you
go back to Louisiana, are you do you get the southern, do you get that whatever accent that is?
Nah, if I talk to my mom.
Your mom, right?
And my mom's got a thick New Orleans accent. It's just the best. So my area code is 985, my phone number.
Yeah.
It's all you're getting. The first 3 letters.
I know. You don't know.
First 3 numbers.
That's all they need.
Figure it out.
They're going to find you.
But 985 is how you say it as a human, but or just a person outside Louisiana, a Louisiana person would say 985. You hear how it's just in the back? 985, dude.
985.
Dude.
It's like a little retarded.
Darling. Throwing darling. Go 985,
985, darling.
You're like my Aunt Kerryn. 985, darling. Oh, Aunt Kerryn's here. Oh, Aunt Kerryn's here, dude. Dude, you know she fucking let you take a sip of the beer, dude.
Did you go to college there? Where did you?
No, I didn't go to college. I did not go to college.
Oh, that's great.
In fact,
I shouldn't have.
In fact, high school dropout.
Fuck yeah, Patton. Well, how far did you make it? You might be the least educated guest I've ever had.
Senior year. or let me rephrase that. 4th year of high school.
Okay.
I was still a sophomore technically.
I'm dead. That's so funny. I consider you very intelligent. If you've ever seen
consider myself somewhat intelligent.
Sean on stage, he really pontificates. He theorizes. He's a philosopher.
But I'm a terrible student. A fucking terrible.
That's fascinating.
One year I forged an entire report card. Right? Because I skipped class a lot. I slept in class a lot. I just was
not into it.
It was OCD shit. It was anxiety shit. It was I was going through things and didn't know how to vocalize.
They don't diagnose that shit in Louisiana. They're
especially in the 90s.
Chew on the stick.
They didn't give a fuck. They're like, you're an idiot. That's what you are. You're a fucking idiot. Try harder. So I would either go to sleep or just not show up because I felt stupid. Aww. And but one year I forged a report card. I made a goddamn appointment with my guidance counselor to try and talk how to solve my problem of failing classes.
Okay.
And the sole purpose was to get into the area where the office was and steal report card paper.
That's so smart.
Which they just had out all the time next to the Scantrons.
Yeah.
And I successfully did that.
Because all you got to do is handwritten, right?
Typed it out on my friend's computer. On my friend, typewriter.
Typewriter, yeah.
Typed it out, typed out a report card, was smart enough to give myself C's, D's, and still an F. Because if I just gave all A's, my parents would have been like, what?
On.
You went from F's to A's? No. But C's, D's, and still an F was believable.
Right.
I still got grounded for a week because of that F. but they were proud that I just wasn't a total failure.
What class did you have yourself fail?
Algebra 2. Which the fact that I was in Algebra 2 is ridiculous, right? But
I was good at algebra. I was good at pre-cal. Geometry, I fucking stunk at. I
never
really
even
struggled.
made it to geometry.
I really
But
struggled.
straight up, the only reason I got busted is because they mailed I intercepted the original report card.
Yeah, you got to intercept.
But they mailed a second one to my dad's catering business because he requested it, right? And so, but he was still fooled. They were both still fooled. I remember my mom being fucking livid, but my dad being like, if you had put the same amount of effort just in the schoolwork that you put into this, you probably would have actually made C's and D's.
What did your actual report card look like?
All F's. Just all. And then halfway through my senior year, they were like, hey, you've missed too many days to pass.
Right.
We can't let you even pass this school year.
Yeah, that happened to me in college.
So I just dropped out.
With one course.
Really?
I'm going to go back to this, but I'm just going to tell you one relatable anecdote.
Where'd you go to college? Harvard? Yale?
Yeah, I went to Harvard. I went to Marymount Manhattan College. I was a theater major.
Yeah, you were. I knew this.
French minor. And it was French. So when I graduated high school, I was already in honors French. So they put me in explication de text as a freshman in college.
Question.
Yeah.
When you major or minor in a language, is it just like speaking the language, speaking it fluently, reading in it,
right,
swearing
so
in it?
Explication de text was you would read a book, a novel in French, and then write essays in French about the themes in the book.
Did you only speak French in the class?
Yeah.
So like you'd walk in like bonjour,
yeah, bonjour, bonjour.
Bonjour.
That's how my high
Sacre
school.
bleu.
Yeah, that's how my high school teacher was too. Like she really prepped us for
I
college.
always thought that was like that's the thing too about because I remember taking Spanish in high school and I remember being because I failed that too. But I remember being like, why are we speaking English at all?
Right, we shouldn't be.
Should
be immersive.
But then also I was like, if we were speaking
no
Spanish,
comprende,
I'd be
motherfucker.
fucked. Yeah, but at least it'd be interesting.
So I took the hardest French course right away, and I think I got like an A or an A- in it. It was all seniors in my class when I was a freshman, and then there was nowhere to go for me.
Seniors in college?
Yeah. So which is really bizarre because I guess just like that.
Were you being flirted with constantly in French?
No, college was mostly girls, dance majors, theater majors, and gay guys.
So they'd probably still be like, Feehan.
The girls?
Mon ami. Am I even, is that even a word in French?
Yeah, well, they might have, they would say mon ami.
What is mon ami?
My friend.
Mon ami.
Mon amour, with my love.
Sale.
Mon petit chouchou.
Conalingue. Conalingue.
Are you trying to say cunnilingus in French?
Yeah, but that's in French. Conalingue. C'est-tu vagine?
Vous êtes mon petit chouchou.
Is that how you say, let me eat your pussy?
No, it means like, you're my little cutie, you're my little cake, you're my little... Vous êtes mon
So
petit
you
chouchou.
could legit, if you wanted to, find some like young, lost New York soul, some like 25-year-old stud who just moved here from France, let's say.
Yeah.
Or even like now somewhere in the U.S. who's just lost and alone. You could be like, and just drop some French, make him feel special.
Bon matin.
Oh, what, me?
Vous êtes faim? Are you hungry? Vous êtes fatigué? You are tired? Allez-y, let's go.
Damn, dude.
But
Skill set, good.
But so because I also was like a severe alcoholic, right?
Oh, yeah.
So it's kind of was like after
I met you right after all that, by the way.
Yeah, but because of that, like there was no like goal for me, but I would still need to make up all these credits. So I would find these fucking classes to take, and I think one of the French classes was okay, but like by the time I was a senior, I was taking like intro to French just to make up these credits, and it was so fucking just boring. And I started sleeping with one of the guys in this like theater company that I was working at, and my class was at 10 a.m. or 9 a.m. or something, and we were getting wasted after every show, and I slept through every class. Maybe it was 8 a.m., 7 a.m. till like finally the end of the semester, I aced the like whatever. What's the middle final?
The middle final.
The midterm.
Midterms? No, I like the middle final. The middle final. It doesn't make any sense. The almost done.
Aced it. Aced the final.
Yeah.
And then I go, and the lady failed me. I got my card, and she failed me because of attendance. I didn't attend like any classes. So I went to her. I was like, listen, though, I scored so well. I was like, you got to at least like pass me. Like, give me a D, give me a C, whatever. And she was like, no, I can't. You never came.
That's-
Sucked.
That is, I mean, but then that seems like it would be not allowed if you're like, yeah, but I did all the questions right.
Attendance was such a big deal.
It's in college. In college.
I know. I was drunk for my senior audition. I used to get drunk at lunch, and then we had these like.
Oh, you were like an alcoholic.
Yeah. I got kicked out of 2 dorms in college.
For partying?
Yeah.
That hard?
Yeah.
Like, was there fires lit? Where you broke up relationships, didn't you? Yeah.
I would always get in trouble with my RA. I would come in and like we had security guards because it was on 55th Street. We lived in a high rise. It was sort of like almost like this building, and there were like real people that lived above us, and they crammed us college kids into like a 1 bedroom with like bunk beds, maybe a 2 bedroom with bunk beds. And I would come in with like a big tote bag, and it'd be like clink 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 clink, and the security guard was like, "What do you got in there?" I was like, "Stuff to make sangria." Why? She's like, "You're 18."
Yeah.
I was like, "So." This
Dude,
is New York.
That is like all my. I didn't, because I didn't go to college and I was super insecure about it all. I moved to a college town. I moved to Baton Rouge, Louisiana, which is where Louisiana State, LSU.
Okay,
that's where that is. Massive fucking state school party.
Yeah.
I moved there and lived in a college town for a year and a half with my friends who were all in college and college students.
Yeah.
And I can't recommend anything less in life.
I thought you were going to say more.
It was the most
Was it
like
depressing?
well, because it was like for the first like month, it was like wild. And you're
Partying.
like, wow, this is, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, but I'm just working a shitty job
I
at
was
a
going to say,
restaurant.
what were you working? You were at a restaurant.
And
Okay.
like all my friends were like, half of them got like stipend from their parents, so they didn't
Fucking
have to have jobs. You know what I
assholes.
mean? And so they're all just like, I'd come home, I'd be like working doubles almost every day.
Right.
And I'd come home for my 2-hour break, and they'd be like, rip roaring high and be like, hey man, you want to come frisbee golf?
And
I'm
you're
like,
like,
no, I have to go back and saute shit for 4 more hours.
Yeah.
And it
That's
was just
hard.
miserable. And like every weekend I would like over party,
Yep.
and I was drinking a lot too because I was just depressed and miserable. And it was
Yeah.
also like the college, the big state school lifestyle is designed. They're not designed to educate people.
No.
They're not for education. They're to create alumni.
Yes.
Because alumni, like a place like LSU,
School loyalty.
that's it. People end up like, I think I forgot what year it was, but I think it was something like maybe the year I would have graduated college. That year, if I had gone that year, something like 45 to 50% of the student body at LSU graduated with degrees in general studies.
Which is like nothing.
It's not
Which is
a,
like,
it's not a degree. It's a
Right.
receipt.
yeah.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
You basically have I went to college
Right.
for 5 years.
Right. What is the skill
And
set?
it's-
What job force
exactly.
are you entering?
But they end up then like marrying someone they met at a frat party.
Yeah.
Pumping out 3 more kids,
Right.
living in Baton Rouge or a nearby suburb.
Just getting a job
Right.
from their parents or from a family friend.
Exactly. They sell boats.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, and they end up like having 3 kids who they raise to be diehard LSU fans.
LSU with the
who end
colors
up all
and the
wanting to go to
flags.
LSU. It's a brilliant business
Just
model.
assimilation.
Yeah, but it's not an educate. It's not
No.
to be educated. It's not to get. And I know there are people out there who will hear this and be like, "No, I got a great education."
Right.
Probably only 8 to 10%.
Yeah, and that's
Actually
and
got-
if you did, it's because you forced yourself to.
Because you wanted it. Yeah.
You had a passion. You were interested
But
in
I
something.
also, and this has come from obviously the insecurity of not being very well educated. But I also have a big issue with people who weaponize their education.
Right.
Because here's the thing about education: you don't choose to do it. You just, as you get better educated, you understand more, and obviously, so basically, some kid who gets in honor classes in fucking high school ends up, being pushed by his parents, or maybe
Right.
they're smart enough to make the decision on their own.
Yeah.
But as they go up the ladder, they are educated enough to realize, oh, I should continue down this path.
Right.
Right. No kid ever is dreaming like, I just, you know what? I just want to go to college for 8 years one day. Yeah, I know. I just want to be in school until I'm 30.
I know.
Like no one has ever you know what my dream is?
Right.
To just be swamped in term papers.
You're right. It's just the
Like-
carrot. It's just
Yeah.
like the positive reinforcement.
Right.
It's the reward system of you get an A, you get money. You get an A,
Yeah.
you get this. It's like positive,
And then,
positive.
but then, and if you're getting A's, you're obviously becoming more educated and you're able to understand. Hey, the more of this I do, the better my life will be.
yeah, it's like kind of like Monopoly money.
So you keep doing it. You keep doing it. And you keep
yeah.
getting smarter. You keep getting smarter.
You keep buying up A's.
But I do think that education is important. And I do think we should have more of an emphasis on in this country. And I do think it's a great thing. I just really hate that person who's like, well, I got my MBA. I went to Vanderbilt. It's like, well, that doesn't mean shit. Fuck off.
I don't like when people brag about any cult they're in.
Sure. And if you're truly intelligent, you realize it's a privilege and you actually didn't have anything to do with being intelligent either.
Right.
You were just born with a better brain than some people.
Yeah. And
you
listen,
should use it for good.
I'm impressed with like the city kid with like no resources who like literally had to do it all by himself and like get scholarships and grants and all that.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I went to school with a bunch of like, cause I went to private school. It was like a middle of the road private school, but a private school nonetheless. And there was like a mix. I would say my parents were like upper middle class until my dad got laid off when I was a senior. The day I got accepted to college, they were like, bye salary.
Yeah.
But I went to school with kids who drove BMWs. My best friend had like a souped up Altima, like gated communities, who just had no real reference about other people's lives, you know? Like coming to school with like Tiffany's necklaces and shit. Like, where's yours? I'm like, I didn't know we were all getting Tiffany's bracelets. Like,
I mean, I feel like I can't, like, I know Greece does this. I know Israel does this. And somebody mentioned, no, let's not politicize it. I'm just
timestamp, viewership drop off.
I'm just pointing out something that a country does. But I believe those countries.
See, you're about to like spit facts that like I don't know, and I went to more college than you did. But you know what I mean?
But I'm pretty sure both of those countries, it's mandatory to join. You have to join the army for like I think it's 3 years.
Good.
Just to like, and they're not sending you off to war, but you just have to be like part of the reserves.
I think that's good.
I think in America, it should be mandatory from 18 to 20. I don't give a fuck how you grew up. You have to work in the service industry.
I was going to say restaurant job.
You have to work in the service industry.
I couldn't agree more.
And it's legally required, a minimum of 25 hours a week.
Couldn't agree more.
Doesn't matter how smart you are. Doesn't matter how rich you are.
No.
You have to do it so that you don't grow up a fucking piece of shit.
Dickhead.
Yeah, like
I tip at coffee shops. I tip everywhere. Like I was a waitress / bartender in New York for maybe 10, 15 years.
Yeah.
I don't know. But I also was in Massachusetts. Like I always had a job even when I was in college. Since I was like 14, I always had to work. But yeah, I see it's my favorite thing to do. I talked about this when Dan Soder was on. When people, name drop, when people, Soder, when people.
Dan Soder. He's been on this podcast. Numbers back up.
When people
Dan Tel Aviv Soder.
when people don't tip at coffee shops, you know, and it's like
it tells you everything you need to know about a person.
I mean, some people are not even not tipping. Some people are like so proud of it and like talking about. I don't know, like this is gonna make me sound anti-Semitic, but like Larry David and like certain people will be like,
tip.
"What did you do?" Not at coffee shops. They'll be like, if you grabbed the croissant and poured me a coffee, I'm like, just throw them a buck.
Yeah.
I worked at places like that. They're probably making barely. Sometimes places like that will factor in your tips to your wage. So they will be paying you less than minimum wage, assuming that you are making some kind of gratuity. So if you don't tip, you're taking money.
I mean, just to not be anti-Semitic, Louis Katz,
Big tipper.
very Jewish comedian, another name drop, big tipper.
We gotta get cats.
Big
on the
old
pod.
tipper.
We gotta
Love
get
Louis Katz.
Cats on the pod.
But also, yeah, like.
But it's also about like the treatment of people.
Well, you know, really quick though, it is funny nowadays when you go to a coffee shop. Excuse me, and they flip the thing around, and it's like 22%, 25%, 30%. You're like, all right, now fuck
30%?
off. Now I'm tipping you $1 in cash.
I will do a custom tip, a lot of times.
Like, it's like set it at go 15, 18, 20.
There you
Respectable.
go. You're right.
You know what I mean? But when people,
the 30%, like just 100%, just double up.
just put $1,000 button.
Wait,
sorry, I gotta give you $1,000.
My coffee shop, I'll usually tip $3 because I asked for water for my dog. I get like a croissant and like a latte, and they're very nice to me. They know my name, and it's like sometimes they'll start my order before I even order it. So I'm usually like a $3 tipper for them. The other day I accidentally put $300, and the screech that came out of my mouth, I was like, I was like, beep, 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 sorry, just kidding, guys.
Whoops.
Whoopsies.
Whoops. Three.
But-
Oh, you should have made it a moment where you're just like, that's because I respect.
The
Can you all
industry.
film this right now? Can we get a camera crew in here now? I, Kerryn Feehan, respect y'all.
One of the guys saw me on tires, and I was like getting my order, and he was like, "Hey, he's from Australia." He's like, "Hey, Kerryn, don't really want to blow up your spot or whatever, but I saw you on tires."
So he's from Brisbane? It's a very Brisbanean accent.
I'm fucking it up.
Oh, mate.
Hey, mate,
It's a
sorry.
hard accent. Kerryn.
Kerryn.
Oh, Kerryn,
saw you on
love.
tires.
Do you like a brekkie with me?
Yeah.
I can't. No.
And he was like, I don't want to blow up your spot. So he was like really quiet. And I was like, say it louder, dude.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
let's fucking.
Say it louder and go on IG Live. IG Live it right now,
go
fucker.
But yeah, people should work in the service industry also just for the humanitarianism
That's the main reason.
of it.
It's just because, like, fuck, dude, the amount of, like, just shitty. The only time I have ever, and I hope this is the only time it's ever happened, this is also 10 years ago at this point, I was on a date with a girl I was kind of seeing, I was seeing in LA. I'm going to forget, for the LA people listening to this, it's that Mexican spot on Sunset, like a block down from where the Meltdown was. The Meltdown's no longer open. I can't remember the name of it. It's a pretty great Mexican joint. But I went on this date, and there we go. That's right. This is what podcast producers
She's good,
do.
dude. I'm telling you.
Look it up. On Sunset near Meltdown. Let's see if it pulls it up. I mean, no, wait. Los Angeles. Okay, here we go. Oh, El Compadre. Yep, there he is, right there. El Compadre.
El Compadre.
Nice. Yep, that's the spot.
Wow.
So I was there,
Okay.
and we meet up, and they got the drink. The waiter comes over, and I order a beer, and this person didn't drink, but didn't care if I drank, and she's like, "I'll have a Diet Coke," and the guy's like, "All right, I'll go get that." She goes, "Excuse me, actually, make that a Coke, please." And he's like, "Okay, no problem." And then he has a moment where he's like, "Oh, by the way, sir, you said, did you want a lime?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah." She goes, "You know what? Actually,
No, I hate her.
can we do a Diet Coke?"
Oh, I hate her.
And I was like, "What are you?" And then the guy walks away. I'm like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah.
And she was like, "What?" I'm just like fucking with him. I'm like, "Yeah, he's."
No, she wasn't
you're-"
fucking
and
with
she was
him
like,
on
"It's
purpose.
funny. Like it's funny." I'm like, "It's not funny."
It's not funny.
And we have this like that one of those like really silenced like.
Yeah. It's
Like
not funny.
aimed arguments, and then when the guy comes back over and brings a drink, she takes a sip and goes, "Excuse me."
No.
I said Coke.
I hate her.
Right. And I dropped the 20 and slammed my beer and walked out.
I don't blame you.
And I remember-
I wouldn't want to be
yeah.
anywhere near her.
It-
What a piece of shit.
it was- but
He's
it was-
not a fucking toy. He has 18 other tables, you fucking cunt.
I-
I would have been livid, dude.
I was fucking. I left.
This isn't a game.
And I never saw her again.
If you're gonna joke with a waiter,
Mm-hmm.
it has to benefit the waiter. It like has to be funny for all parties. It's not we're fucking with them. Like I was at lunch with Joe Liss, and the waiter comes over and he's like, "What will you have?" And I was like, "I'll have 2 steaks, medium rare." It hits. He's laughing. We're laughing.
Yeah.
Joe looks at him. He's like, "I know it's great. Like women aren't usually funny." And the guy goes, "I know."
And that guy tipped Joe. Yeah. When he got the bill, he's like, "It's on me," and also I gave you 20%.
Yeah, it's like there's no problem
No.
having a personality, but it's
No.
not a prank. We're not pranking the fucking server.
My friend's dad growing up, who was like the funny dad, but that also, when you say funny dad, there's levels to that.
Yeah.
He would always go, "I'll have the rubber band sandwich and make it snappy." And he'd like give the look around.
Yeah.
And then like, "Sorry about that, bud."
Yeah.
And then he'd apologize immediately, but we
Right.
knew it was coming. It was
Yeah.
like, "Here it comes."
And then we'll
Yeah.
probably hit with a waiter. You know,
Yeah.
sometimes they are tired. Listen, I think a lot of it's just awareness, not just self-awareness, but awareness of the situation.
Yeah.
I know when I'm in a restaurant, I can see somebody's section. I can see how slammed they are.
Right.
I can see how efficient we should be as a table. I can't stand the person who's not fucking ready to order. It's like, you'll go last, and if we get to you and you still don't know, you don't eat.
I won't lie. The one thing I will do is, because this is a very common waiter joke,
Yeah.
is if you like finish your meal,
Yeah.
and they come over like, "Oh, did you hate it?"
Hated it.
Every time I'll go, "No, no,
That's
no,
funny.
it was amazing."
That's funny.
I
Like being earnest.
love doing
No.
that. No, it was
No,
great.
I
Actually,
liked it.
Can I get 2 more?
I ate it all.
I ate it all before they even started their meal. They're still eating. I ate theirs too.
My dead grandfather used to order virgin mattresses.
No, proof that alcoholism don't kill you. Virgin what?
Madras.
What's a madras?
A madras is a vodka orange cran, I believe.
Oh.
So he basically just wanted an orange cranberry juice, but would always have to say, and he would say it with like a
Virgin.
British accent, like a bad British accent. He'd be like, "I'll have a Virgin Madras."
Was he sober and or British?
Nope. Yes, sober, not
No.
British.
So you come from a long line
Bad accent.
of I was gonna say of drunks, but
Oh yeah.
no. So that tattoo is actually a birthmark. It's not.
The doctor put it on me. She's gonna need this.
Yeah. The doctor just was like, "Yeah, she's a Feehan."
Took one look at no, it's funny because my parents are great drinkers. Both of them are like my mom will have a Prosecco and she's like, "Oh, I'm a little wasted." And my dad's like a 7 and 7 guy. But again, he'll have like one and be like good to go. But
Wait.
it's the generation before them that was really bad.
Did you ever hear? It's like an old story, like an old joke story, but of the idea. It was like a guy got kicked out of a bar, and then 30, like a guy named Mitch. This is for the sake of time. Guy named Mitch Feehan, your old Uncle Mitch Feehan,
Yeah.
gets kicked out of a bar, and then after 30 years pass, he's like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm gonna go back in. They won't him. No one even fucking know. And the moment he walks in, they go, Mitch, get the fuck out of here. It's like, that's such a funny thing to me. I'm like, they won't know me. Mitch, get the fuck out.
Fuck out.
Yeah.
I guess it's also like it wasn't just like the generation before because my Uncle Bob, R.I.P., severe alcoholic. So that's like my mom's. But
Wait, so really there's multiple?
yeah.
You got the gene.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah. It's like my Uncle Bob, but he was such a jolly drunk.
Yeah.
He was like he would be the mayor of every city he lived in. He lived in Portsmouth. Like
Yeah.
he was also like he was a SAG member because he was in the 9X commercials. He was a salesman.
Oh.
He was super cute, like a little chubby, but like not crazy. Like when he was younger,
Jolly drunks are never thin.
no,
Never as thin as they
but like cute, like bright blue eyes. Like always had a new girlfriend, always had a hot girlfriend, always like paid for everything. Like was friends with everybody.
Right.
Would do cool stuff. He would be in the Bahamas one weekend. He married a woman who ended up being a lesbian, and I think that like really upticked the drinking for him because I think he thought this was going to be the lady he has kids with.
Interesting. Oh yeah. Okay. There it is. There it is. You just said the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it's like not only did they divorce, but like she married a woman. So I think like for some men, I think for him that like his ego took a hit and like didn't recover.
Has someone who actively does not want kids,
Yeah.
which is why my ex and I broke up. Was I just
Really?
yeah, it was I don't, she does, and it was
Yeah.
at a certain point you just got to be like,
Yeah.
I can't. I can't. I'm not gonna rob you of any more of your time.
Right.
You know, go get out there and find you a stud. Find you a bull stud.
That's fair.
But like because that's the idea. Because I've heard that conversation before of like, yeah, they were dating someone or married someone, turned out to be a lesbian, it really fucked them up. I'm like, okay. But I guess as someone who's dealt with a lot of weird breakup shit in my life, if I was dating someone who was like, hey, look, I just like box,
Yeah.
I would be like, you know what? I'm not hurt by this anymore.
Right.
Can I watch?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, just once. Give me one good watch. Give me one good viewing.
We
And then
all
I'll,
we all kind of suspected like she came to Easter one year with like a flat top, and we're like, "What's going on with Auntie Claire?"
She's like- she comes in doing that lesbian, like the walking, like there's like a lesbian walk.
Yeah, it's like she's sauntering now.
Yeah.
Like, did she just grab her belt buckle? Like, what's going on with
Is
Auntie
she
Claire?
scratching her balls? Does she have balls? Because she's walking like she has balls.
Why is she trying to arm wrestle every?body? We're just trying to eat dinner.
Why she keep fucking getting everybody to smell her finger? That's if men were lesbians.
Nuggie, yeah. Yeah,
Smell
it was
it.
like, and my uncle and I, it's funny because our drinking kind of met up at one point. What do you laugh? The nuggie?
I just had a
What do
very
you-
disgusting memory. But
Really? I mean, I wanted to talk about. I don't know if you want to talk about. But my uncle and I's drinking coincided at like a kind of a fun time. There was a few years where he lived in New Hampshire, but he was just friends with a bunch of rich guys, and they would like boat up the Hudson, and they would like park in like the boat basin. I remember this guy, Freddie, and like they were all probably in their like late 40s. And I would show up with all my young, hot college friends, and then they would just fucking buy us drinks all night, take us around in limos. And then I remember every time we hung out, my uncle, he would, at like midnight or so, he would turn into Cinderella, but he would look at me and be like, I have to go home before I turn into creepy Uncle Bob. Because my friends would be like all over him. Like I remember my friend Jersey Jane used to be like, Uncle Bob, I love you. And she had these like big tits. And like my poor uncle, he's doing his best.
He was loving every second.
Yeah.
Uncle Bob.
Are you going to say your disgusting memory or no?
I will.
Let's hear it.
I mean, I'm not going to, oh man. I mean, I don't really keep that much in touch with anybody I went to high school with, but some of them may be your fans. So I'm not going to use names. But anyway, it was fucking, when I was a teenager, it was a classic house party scenario. Two of my friends there, friend one, friend two, we'll call them AJ and CJ.
Okay.
AJ was blackout, fucking bobbly head, shit face per usual.
Yep.
CJ was hooking up with a girl.
Okay.
We'll call her DJ. And he fucking
These are all like Full House names.
pretty much, yeah. And he like they're in like a bedroom, and he comes out and
High fives all around.
Well, basically, it's like they just whacked each other off.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Cool. Third
And-
base.
But he like,
Yeah.
And I remember and we're all like, really? And then right then and there, AJ comes stumbling up hammered and is fucking blah, 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 just saying whatever dumb shit.
Yeah.
And CJ goes, check it, and does
No,
like
no,
the
no,
does like the
smell.
finger sniff. And it was a perfect, like, he took a
No,
and just
I knew he was going to throw up. I
immediately
knew
just
you were going to say throw up.
fucking like splash vomited, like, and we were all just like, like lost our fucking minds, but then couldn't really tell anyone.
No.
Because DJ
Well,
was
that rumor would have been
out
hurtful.
at the party. Yeah. But so DJ
The girl.
and CJ
Yep.
they're married.
Wow.
They're married now.
Wow, brave of him to marry the
Late-
stinkiest pussy in town.
But our theory is, we have a theory. My friends and I had a theory
Right.
that the smell
she went skinny dipping in a swamp before the party?
that the smell had nothing to do with the vomit.
Oh, no, that he was going to vomit anyway.
That it was a moment, because he was fucked
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
And we were like, there might, because or he loves stinky pussy. Or that was the
Have you
thing.
ever had a public vomit? Yeah, I just remembered one of mine.
Oh, I hope you would have, if you
Yeah,
were that big of an alkie.
I was on a tear of the next morning, like coffee shop barfs when I was dating the guy. Remember
A
it?
tear?
Like a week's worth, like every time it was multiple coffee shops, like Starbucks.
Why coffee shop?
Because it would be the next day, and I would like
It
still
would just
be
always hit you in.
yeah.
Okay.
And I would just like I was like in a big like wake and bake relationship too. And so, and I was doing blow.
Yeah.
So it was like you would wake up with like an empty stomach, but like full of booze, and then hit a bong or whatever. And then that would typically lead me to a little puke and rally at the local barista's face or whatever.
That is fucking.
Yeah.
How long have you been sober now?
This time, 6 years.
I love the idea that it just, oh God,
Yeah.
the smell of caffeine.
Right. Whatever it was. I was like,
the buzz of commerce.
I couldn't handle
Oh God,
it.
they're just hearing someone incorrectly pronounce names. Jaden,
Like, I hate
Jaden,
like their hat.
Cian.
Every time I'm at Starbucks, I just spell my name because they're never gonna get it right.
Oh, dude, if I gave myself $1, if I paid myself $1 for every
But you're
time
just
I
regular
got
Sean.
no, for every time I got in an Uber or a Lyft,
Yeah.
and they
No.
said Sean, I would have $4.
What do they say?
Cian,
No, they don't.
every
That is
single
so fucking such a
time.
I was almost a Sean.
Cian. And I used to think it was like, hey, whatever. It's they probably didn't have the name Sean, but sometimes it's a lot of Eastern European motherfuckers
Right.
who are like Cian, and I'm like,
No, it's never been that.
Sean,
Speaking
but-
of Eastern European, I watched the most amazing documentary last night about these Russia's in Eastern Europe, right?
I mean, Russia's technically its own. It's Asia,
It is Asia, right? The continent.
but you could say it's.
They were Ukraine too.
Ukraine's Eastern Europe for sure.
They were of you. Look at Nicole's
Oh,
like Kerryn's so
Ukraine.
stupid. They were of Ukraine descent, but I think living in Russia.
Yeah.
But okay, so it's this movie. Oh, I forget the name of it. But they are roof toppers, and it's this couple that falls in love. They scale buildings all over the world illegally. They got arrested once.
Rooftop or documentary?
Yeah, I don't have my glasses on. Is
Skywalkers?
Yes. It's first of all, the film is stunning because a lot of the footage, the drone are shot.
It's all drone stuff.
Are shot with
Jesus
drones.
Christ, dude.
It's you would think. I also am very I'm pretty afraid of heights.
I am mortified. Of heights.
So is my dad.
Yeah. Good. Me and your dad.
Me and your dad. Like you guys remind me of each other because we made my dad go on the Tower of Terror at where is that, Universal or Disney? And they take your picture when they drop the thing.
And
he is white knuckled. His face. He's like, my dad's like 6'2". He's like a big dude, and my mom are on either side of him, just laughing at him. Yeah. And he's like, like fucking white knuckles. But anyway, highly recommend this movie.
Jesus,
they are on the top.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
They're on a spire.
Dude.
I don't know what a spear or a spire is, but they put it on the top of buildings.
And they just get in. They
sneak in. They have to plan it out like Ocean's 11 style. They find out where the security cameras are. They were arrested one time in Paris and spent a night in jail. And when they go to these like Asian countries, like they could get in real trouble, like because it's considered trespassing. If they break anything, it's vandalizing.
Now, I don't want either one of them to happen, but if one of them ever fell, I hope to Christ the other one would just jump.
Oh, that'd be romantic.
You know what I mean? Like straight up, like because if
how would you live? How could you go on? How could you look at another building?
Just fucking, if one of them falls, just take a breath.
Look at that! It's so gorgeous.
Follow them down.
So she grew up in
I would
crazy. The thing that they do,
if I was related to that woman, I would.
She's
fuck
a
that dude up.
badass. I know, but
I would still just be like, bro.
They were meant to find each other. So they were doing it separately. They were both like had huge social media followings.
Okay.
And they sort of saw each other and they were kind of competitive with each other at first. And then they were both getting like offered these deals, and like he got offered this like sponsorship deal, and he's like, why don't you come do this with me? And then they slowly fall in love. And then like 2 years go by, and then they're like fighting and stuff. And she's like saying, you're limiting me. I really.
You'll only let me go to the 45th floor. I want to go to the 90th floor. I don't know why she's Belgian. Yeah. But
that's good. It works. She's stunning. He's like handsome, but
I will
she's
go
stunning.
to any floor you wish to take me to.
Yeah.
He's from South France.
That's fine.
He's from Marseille.
Whatever you want. Marseille? Marseille?
Marseille is what I meant.
Marcel the Shell?
We do not call it. We call it Marseille. You say Marseille. You pretend you say American. American. Wait, where are they from? Are they American?
No, they're Ukrainian, Russian.
Oh, you said that already.
I don't know what they are, but I think they're Ukraine living in Russia.
Yeah, I mean, I guess when you fucking grow up that close to Russia and you're like, there's not much to live for.
Let's just keep climbing
Russia's
these buildings.
just going to keep trying to fucking take us back. Let's just keep climbing.
Yeah.
That is one of those like, man.
I would never, I don't understand that type of person. I can't imagine being in that body or having that brain.
So one time... I don't know why so many high school stories are coming to my head being around you. I think it's because we started talking about being a high school drop off. Yeah. But there was where I like went to high school we were half an hour north of New Orleans.
Okay.
And you have to drive over this lake. Lake Pontchartrain is how you
I've made up words in that state.
Lake Pontchartrain. But that's how they say it in New Orleans. Yeah. But a French person would say Pontchartrain.
Pontchartrain. Lake Pontchartrain.
But we would drive New Orleans constantly, fucking all the time. Go to New Orleans, get fucked up because it was also insanely easy to get alcohol underage.
Yeah, that was like me in Rhode Island.
Yeah, but there's a 5-mile bridge you have to drive over, right? And I remember this friend of ours, not any of the we'll call her EJ, right? She was driving, and me and AJ was in the car. And so
AJ
was
the puker or AJ the finger blaster?
AJ was the puker.
Oh, AJ the puker.
And CJ. AJ and CJ were in the car, but this was EJ, different girl. Okay. And I was in the backseat, and we were all fucked up driving back, and I passed out. And when I woke up, we were being pulled over.
No.
We were being pulled over, and right in the beginning of Slide, I was coming to the bridge. Like, oh, fucking pulled over. We get pulled over. I wake up, fucking CJ. AJ's already awake, and EJ's driving, and they get her out of the car immediately and arrest her, right?
Was she driving?
So I didn't know this because I was out cold. She was doing 140.
Jesus
Right?
Christ.
And the cop was like,
who sleeps through 140? That's like a roller coaster.
I mean, it's just a straight shot. It's just
Okay.
like, right?
All right.
And basically they like flagged or whatever, clocked her like 15 miles earlier and had to catch up to her.
Oh my
and
God.
And so a cop, and they were basically like, dude.
Oh my God.
And then she blew and fucking took a test and was like DWI times 10.
Oh my
She was fucking
God.
trash. But it was one
You're
of those.
lucky to be here.
Oh, I would have never have woken up.
Right.
You know, I just would have just fallen asleep in the back of the car and woken up like, am I in heaven? You know, because that was what the cop kept saying. He was like, y'all, if she'd have won a tire
One
blow,
wrong
anything,
thing. Yeah.
you're all dead.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh, well, okay. And then we had to like call our parents. And our parents all had to come pick us up right there at this. We were in, if you know Slidell, it was in the parking lot of a fireworks, one of those places that sells fireworks on the 4th of July and New Year's Eve. And then the rest of the time is like a Pottery Barn type situation. Off Old Spanish Trail. Any Slidell fans out there. So.
That's terrifying.
Yeah, but I for some reason, you just made me think of that.
Because it's Daredevil shit.
Yo, Daredevil shit. That's right. People who need speed.
Yeah, like my thing is like, so like drunk people usually drive maybe a little swervy, a little slow. I think if I think speed, I think they're on coke or actual speed. Like, that's very scary that she would gamble with all of your lives like that.
I don't know, yeah, that was her thing. I wonder if she's doing.
Although my friend was like that growing up. My best friend in high school was like with the pimped out Altima and the tinted windows. She would drive crazy and she would be reclined so far back. I don't even know how she saw the horizon. And she would just haul ass everywhere. I'm like, we live on Cape Cod.
Dude, is that where you grew up?
Well, that's where she lived. I went to like school like in the middle of Cape Cod and I grew up in Marshfield, Mass.
That shit's beautiful.
Yeah.
I love Cape Cod.
Oh, yeah.
I don't give a fuck what people say about it. I love
What do
it.
they say?
I don't know. I'm sure someone out there is
What
like,
the
it's
fuck do you
trash.
say?
I like it. I think it's beautiful.
Everywhere has a trashy section.
I love a beer and a bonfire on a beach in Cape Cod.
Of
When it's
course.
kind of cold. When you're wearing a sweater.
Yeah, nice Irish
and someone's
knit.
like, you want a fucking lobster roll, you cocksucker? No one says that. But
you should vote for Robert F. Kennedy Jr. because that's what he's doing right now.
Just trying to get the world to eat lobster roll.
You can win a cruise with him right now around Hyannis.
Oh, that's fucking hilarious.
Nicole always gets nervous when I bring up RFK.
Right, yeah, why?
He's my guy.
That's your guy? No.
Yep, I don't care. He's beating Trump in the polls.
That would be hilarious if like everyone's
Nicole's fact checking me.
That would be fucking hilarious though if like everyone's
There he
like,
is. Oh no, she likes pulling up his bench press
Oh, yeah,
pick.
yeah.
There he is. What does he got? 25 on each side? 25, 30?
that'd be so.
We don't know what the bar weighs, Nicole. That could be a 200-pound bar.
Also, like whenever Trump got popped and people were like, oh, he just won the election. It'd be fucking hilarious if he only gets like 19% of the vote total. It's like, yeah, no one gave a shit.
Nobody cared
Also,
about his
kind of no. It's like
little ear wound.
Everyone freaked out about it for Saturday, and then by Monday it was like, oh yeah, I forgot about that already.
Now it's more like people are saying the Democratic elite have stolen the process of voting by just putting Kamala in.
No, that's not. Joe Biden didn't accept the nomination yet, so he technically is not the nominee. Even though he's the sitting president, he still has to accept the nomination, which hasn't happened yet. So we're fine.
What does that mean? What happens?
That means at the Democratic National Convention, whenever that is, they will officially nominate their candidate.
Kamala.
Or Kamala, whoever it's going to be. Is it definitely going to be Kamala?
I mean, him endorsing her makes me, and like all these people coming out supporting her.
So that's when the president actually, or the next candidate accepts the nomination.
But it can only be her. Shouldn't there be a primary? Shouldn't there be like some like debate between her and some other choices?
It probably should be. I mean, but fuck, at this point, I mean, that'd be fucking hilarious if she chose Mike Pence. Like Trump's old fucking side piece.
His old VP.
Just like, come on to our side. Just fuck it. You come hang out with me, man.
I don't care.
Governor Gavin and the Gavin Newsom.
I don't care.
Good. Gretchen Whitway. Who's this? What's this list?
Yeah, what is this?
These are other potential
Oh.
nominees that they're suspecting could
can't.
be. But most of these people already endorsed Kamala.
Yeah.
Where's
So-
Bernie?
Right. Why couldn't Bernie come back?
Bernie's 900 years old.
He is old, huh?
Yeah, we should stop trying to. People should stop trying to get Bernie in
Reignite
office and
Bernie.
just worry about cloning him.
Yeah.
I was a Bernie head. I was a huge
Yeah.
Bernie guy. It was really shitty when you realize too, like all that Bernie bro shit was a lie.
What was a lie?
Yeah, there were because like after the fact it came like there. I remember like people I like and respect were like Bernie bros are threatening women at polls and shit. And you're like, I've
Never
never seen.
I remember the Lucas brothers were big Bernie heads.
Huge. Yeah,
They
huge.
couldn't threaten anybody if they tried.
Well, but it was also apparently something created by people on the right.
Oh.
Was like, Bernie bros were out there because they were. I mean, it makes sense. It's like, yeah, you then get people to vote for Hillary who wasn't ever going to win.
No.
Bummer, but facts.
But a lot of people say that Kamala is unlikable.
I don't even know. I can't even tell you one thing about her.
I just know
Other than she's the vice president and she used to be she used to be a senator in California.
Candace Owens says she slept her way to the top as far as the political sphere is concerned. Like when she was really young, she broke up a marriage with like a 60-year-old politician named Willie something. I don't know. I think she put a lot of black people in jail in California.
Well, that should get a lot of the white vote. That should get a lot of the right. That should get them right there. She should run on that platform just to get other fucking right wingers to jump.
People like to. She's also Indian. I think she's half Indian, half black, but like seems to just kind of lean into her blackness.
Well, yeah.
I don't know. She was on the Breakfast Club.
It would be like, you know what? I mean, I hope I hope after her, the next like if there's another black president, I hope they're a fully black person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Same.
Just like a full like grew up in like fucking. I hope it's Roy Wood Jr.
Me too.
I just endorsed Roy Wood
I
Jr.
would totally vote
for
for
president.
Roy.
I'd vote for Roy.
I'd vote
Yeah.
for Craig Robinson. I'd really vote for any black male comedian.
Hell yeah. That would be fun.
Let's get them
Yeah.
both.
Just what if like because I mean Trump was a fucking never been in politics and was a game show host after whatever. It's like Roy Wood. Why couldn't Roy won?
Why not?
Why couldn't Roy won for? Why can't I say it? Why can't I say the sentence? Let's start there. Why couldn't Roy run for president in 4 years?
He was. I think they were considering him to be the host of the Daily Show.
Yeah, he should have been.
So to me, if you work at the Daily Show, you are a political insider.
I'm gonna start. I'm just gonna start showing up with Wood 2028 shirts, and he's gonna be like, "What are you doing, dude?" I'm like, "That's you, man.
You're the nominee.
I'm getting you in office, bud.
We're doing it,
bud.
Let's go." The reason why I like Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is because he talks a lot about the healthcare system and big pharma. And I just agree with a lot of his policies. He's really good friends with Callie Means, who I like. He's like trying to get like everybody to like stop being like diabetic, and
He's independent too, right?
Yeah.
He doesn't. I mean, I would like there to be an independent candidate every year.
yeah,
I would love that to be a 3-party system.
yeah.
I would like to. I remember in the 90s, all the older kids talking about Nader,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm being like, when I vote one
That's
day,
who I was trying to think of.
Yeah.
Somebody was bringing up Ross Perot at like
Ross
the
Perot.
pool the other. I was like, who's that other guy? There was the other guy who was wicked smart too, Ralph Nader.
Ralph fucking Nader.
Their speeches just sounded smart to me. I was like, yeah.
Yeah, I
I'm
think.
pretty easily swayed though. Like any like time somebody get a crowd hyped up, I'm like, yeah.
Yeah. They're killing. They're killing.
Yeah,
I want to open. Can I open for you?
Can I feature for this fucking nominee?
Can I feature for this fucking future president?
I'll warm them up for you.
Dude, that's. I mean, that. I wonder. They don't. That doesn't exist, does it?
The warm
Yes,
up.
it does. Yeah, a warm
Yeah,
up. Yeah, it totally
it's-
exists.
Sometimes it's kind of flat though. Sometimes they're like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't like it when people are too religious, I guess.
I think I could successfully run. I think I could
Yeah.
win an office. Not,
I do too.
but like, I think any comedian could win like lower level, like Congress, not like.
You could be a comptroller or something.
Yeah, what am I trying to think of? Like
Like a
in
committee.
Yeah, like in cities when it's not like senators, obviously, because it's in
No.
cities. But what I'm trying to think of, like
a selectman.
district
Yeah.
representative.
Yes.
Like I think any comedian could pull that off in
Yes.
any
You
like
totally
smaller
could.
city.
You could
You know?
be like the Brooklyn rep. I'll be the FIDI rep.
No, I have to go back to Louisiana.
Oh, you got to go back to
Louisiana
LA?
is so fucking corrupt
Oh,
that
because of Katrina?
no, well before Katrina, well before Katrina, Playboy. Well before Katrina.
What would
I
you-
mean, the mayor of New Orleans right now, I don't know because I don't live there full time, but whenever I go back, everyone's like, she's the worst asshole on the planet Earth. She's not from She's not from New Orleans. She uses openly uses money on vacations and shit.
Yuck.
Yeah, she's apparently pretty fucking bad. But growing up there, it was always the mayors were always kind of shitty, except for Ray Nagin, who was mayor during Katrina. It was actually legit. But but I feel like I could go back to Louisiana, and because I have TV credits,
You and Mark Norman.
Norman could win.
That's the
big
ballot.
In New Orleans.
That's the ballot.
He'd have to run. Norman could probably become.
I'm sure he would appoint you, man. You guys could start your own committee. You could clean up the swamps.
I would love to hear Mark just for a minute talking about anything civic. Yeah. Come on, transportation. We're gonna correct it. We're gonna make it's gonna run. Come on. What are we doing? It's terrible, Norman, but that'd be.
I used to, in high school, I was on my speech and debate team, but I didn't do there was a politics part. There was a competitive, government.
Yeah.
You had to learn, how to govern.
Yeah.
It was called Congress. I swear to God.
Wow.
I wasn't that much of a nerd, but it was interesting. I took one class on it and I just got really bored because the thing that makes me think like Lauren Boebert and Marjorie Greene, they goof up the governing part of governing, and that irritates me. I get maybe you're supposed to be the everyman and government's hard, but I think you should know how to do the processes. So when they get called out on actually you can't motion right now because we haven't voted on this, or you can't do I feel like you can't goof up the government part. That should be a course that you passed at some point.
Yeah. Zoning, come on! We gotta get these small businesses zoned right. That's Norman. It's terrible. It's terrible. It's a terrible fucking Norman. But
It's okay.
I think, as a comedian, you just make a speech where you just shit on something, and then everybody else is like, "Yeah, you're right. That is suck about garbage pickup," and then you just go, "I'll fix it," and you'd win.
Yeah.
But no, what you're talking about too, it's they clearly won because they just tapped into the fear of whatever district they fucking represent, or
And promised some shit.
promised shit to the extremely
Right,
poor,
I'm gonna get in there and do this,
extremely
this,
religious,
this. But it's but you don't know how to take all the necessary steps to get that done.
You also don't know how to lead. You also don't know how to actually be a
and
fucking...
you're vaping at a fucking musical, you dork.
You also just are insecure and fucking pissed off about how your life turned out, so you're gonna take other people's votes to get into office to be a disruptor.
And I do feel like it's kind of like a reality show. I watch these clips. I feel like I shouldn't be watching clips of Congress. Some of these, when they brought in the guys who wrote Project 2025 or whatever, and they're all questioning them.
Yeah.
I'm if I was Kamala, I would try to go after that during the
Everyone
debates.
should be going after that.
Yeah.
Not even Kamala.
It's really kooky.
Kamala.
The whole dictator for a day thing is kind of wild.
Fuck all that shit. That shit's psycho.
It's psycho.
I mean, it's also it's just fucking psycho. Because it's also people always talk about you want a disruptor in office, all that bullshit. I'm no, you don't. You want someone who could fucking do the, if it was a basketball comparison, you don't want a Michael Jordan in office.
No.
Because Michael Jordan was scoring and then
Ball
took
hog.
2 years off and then it's still a great basketball player, but that is you want Tim Duncan.
Right. You want the point guard or you want somebody, I don't know what he was. Was
Tim
he
Duncan?
a forward?
He's a center, I think.
Oh, okay.
But he just was he was a team player.
Right.
Scored points, but didn't do it at the expense of the team.
Yeah.
Stayed with the same team for his entire career.
Yeah.
Some people say he was boring, but actuality, he was insanely functional and one of the greats. And but he was about the team.
Right.
And
you don't want all this crazy. I agree. You don't want the
I don't want a
overthrowing-
cowboy in office.
No, because it's also I don't like anybody who's super influenced by the religious sector.
Fuck that.
And I feel like Trump, even though it's hypocritical because I don't think he lives his life.
He's just playing to his base.
Right.
That's
But
all
it was
he's
the
doing.
evangelicals who tried to get porn off of OnlyFans, and that fucking affects my finances. It was all of these mostly women actually, these elite evangelical fucking far right women who pressured the credit card companies to say you won't we can't sell porn on OnlyFans anymore, and it worked for a week. They
a week,
they
and then
sent a message out saying no more adult content on here.
No, I'm gonna fuck my shit up too. And he was dude, this is fucking bullshit, man.
I care about stuff that directly affects me.
What am I going to do with all these POV teabagging videos? I make 3 a week. You know what I mean? I make 3 a week at request, and I just have them. But that's the other thing is these dumb. This is what pisses me off about evangelicals. Period. Is you don't think it's going to pop up somewhere else? It's a human vice. It's going to pop up somewhere else.
Right.
No matter how much you try and control it or stomp it out, it's just going to come up elsewhere. AKA your relationships,
Right.
your husbands. There's
Yeah.
a reason the goddamn grinder crashed during
Just
the
gonna
RNC.
say that.
You know
Just
what I mean?
gonna
It's
say
like,
that.
yeah, you've pushed people so far into hiding who
Right.
they are that it's going to come out in some way.
I like feel like that's like should be like national news when that shit happens too.
Of course it
like,
should be.
Like why do you think the grinder is getting fucking blown up? It's like
Yeah.
during the RNC, like because Milwaukee wasn't ready. It got descended upon by all
Right.
these Republican gays.
Right.
The regular Milwaukee gays were like, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Whoa, bro. I can only suck off 3 strangers in a Home Depot in one night. You know? Yeah, it's like, that's the thing. It's like these women are probably pissed off because their husbands jerk off to porn and don't want to fuck them anymore. And that's probably because they're not attracted to you because you're an asshole trying to shove the Bible down their throat every 5
Right.
seconds and making them feel, and vice versa too. I mean, like,
Also-
there's also the guys who their wives are like, I'm probably a lesbian and want
Right.
to go live my life, but I don't want you to beat me or tell me I'm going to hell.
Yeah.
So it's
It's like the weaponization of the Bible too, and it's so
Yeah, I fucking hate
hypocritical. Jesus had a ton of prostitute friends, and you're fucking as a Christian not supposed to judge
no,
those in glass houses, et cetera, et cetera.
etc. What do you pay for that glass house though? What's the mortgage? Your soul. I keep looking in the camera too much. Your soul.
I do it too. They
Oh.
like it.
They like it.
Yeah.
Do they get weird if you switch seats?
We don't switch seats because that's my bad side.
I seriously heard this.
From other people,
No,
from my bad
a
side.
podcast producer on another podcast told me that one time the hosts, for no reason, just switched seats. It was just like a random, like, yeah, I'll just sit here, you sit there, fuck it. And apparently the fan base went absolutely fucking psycho level. What's happening? And I'm like, no, you should be shouting that question at yourself.
People fear change.
If change is the 2 hosts sitting on opposite sides, you should fear your own fucking brain.
How many times do you think comments are just like other comedians with fake Instas or fake YouTubes or fake stuff?
I don't know. I stopped reading comments.
Me too.
I
Unless they're really funny and we make content out of it.
sure, but it's fun to read. I mean, sometimes I'm in like a fucking masochistic place, and I'm like, I'm gonna
Yeah.
read some of this shit.
Sometimes I like to be humbled too. If I'm on, I do it to
Yeah.
myself. Maybe it's subconsciously. If I'm having like a really good day, like, oh, wow, we're winning all over town.
Yeah.
And then it's like, maybe just double check. No, there's plenty of people who hate your guts. Don't worry.
But then at the same time, you're like, you realize, like, but then these are people who
Took the
comment
time to
online.
hate my guts. Right.
Like, how fucking shit is your life that this is
I know.
something you put energy into?
It's sad.
That's how I look at it, and I
No,
feel
I
bad.
agree. I agree.
And I hope anyone there commenting on that moment, hope you find the relief you need.
You're headlining
The
the
help.
mothership, right?
I am headlining.
Are you excited?
I am. Yeah, very much.
Fat man.
And is out in the big room?
That's the big room.
Yes. I thought you were just like Sean Patton, the fat man.
Is
Fine.
that your first time headlining there?
Yeah.
That's fucking awesome.
I've done guest spots in the smaller room
Yeah.
before, and that was really
Awesome.
fucking great too. Yeah.
Have you done any spots in the big room?
No.
You're gonna lose it. You're gonna have so much fun. I love
I'm
that
looking forward
fucking
to it.
club.
Yeah, it's gonna be. I'm
When-
excited.
When are you doing it?
August 16th through the 18th.
That's my dad's birthday. The
Which one?
16th.
The 16th?
Yes.
That's my gift to your father,
It's also the day Elvis died.
and it's a gift to the Presley estate, as I will do my entire set with an accent like this.
Every time
and I'll wear the Elvis jumpsuit.
You should.
I mean, that'd be. I don't.
You could be end of life Elvis.
I know, right? I'll just bring a toilet out on stage and just sit on it.
Get some sideburns.
I mean, yeah, and just that's like I hate ever the idea of like doing a bit like that where you come out in like an Elvis suit.
Yeah.
You're like, because Elvis died today, because then that's the rest of your set.
No, you got to stick to
You're
it.
like, oh, I got it. Like, no.
You got to keep coming back to it.
Oh, yeah.
But that's what my dad does every year. We're like, happy birthday, Dad. He's like, it's not about me. It's about the king. I'm like, okay. So we don't have to get you anything?
So, I don't know. What do you want to? What was Elvis's vice? I can't even remember.
Pills, right?
Or
Booze
fast
and
food?
pills. And he put on weight at the end.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, it could be.
He blew up. I think booze, pills, food. Yeah. Didn't he have one of those like bad doctors too who was over prescribing him shit?
And he was also just fucking slamming, barbiturates
Yeah.
and just just being like, look at, that's.
I mean, the suit's still fucking solid. Like,
But by that point in his life, he was also probably still getting laid 3
of
times
course.
a week.
He was probably living in Vegas, right? Is that where he ended?
Yeah.
Had a residency there, getting some like Vegas pussy on the reg.
Some Vegas rag, some
Vegas.
sunshine bush.
Oh right, he was married. Nicole's reminding us.
I mean, that's
Yeah, but they met. I think she was maybe 14.
super young.
Oh wow, yeah. Oh yeah. That was one of those like before people started paying attention to things.
Yeah.
You're like, wait a second, she's 17 when they got married, or
Right.
whatever. Yeah.
Oh well, I
Yeah.
didn't care.
24 and 14.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, that's
14's crazy.
That's like a freshman in high school.
Wait, that's how old she is in this picture? She's 14?
No.
No,
That's
that's-
when they like started, when they first met, and like not long after that started dating, I think.
I mean, if we're being honest though, in that picture, they both look older.
Yeah.
Like he looks like he's 36.
Yeah.
And she looks like she's 24.
Yeah.
And that was back, right? She doesn't look 14.
24 and 14 though. That's
But
like,
that's also crazy. Yeah, that's.
that's
Oh, no,
like,
wait, she wasn't 14 in this. You're right, though. That's right. She was 18. Or 21. There you go. Okay.
when they got married.
See,
But when
that's-
they met.
if they met at 21 and 32, not that big of a deal.
No, not bad
But it's
at
the
all.
fact that she's still a teen. Yeah.
No, yeah, it's the fact that he graduated college and she was in 8th grade.
He didn't go to college, man.
When
He was
had-
out. He went on
he
School
was
of Life.
of that year.
Elvis.
He was like in the military or something, and her dad was too, so they met on the base or something like that.
Oh, that's got to be a thing too. And like, you're like, if you're a dad and you introduce anyone to your daughter that's a male, that's
Right, you
you
gotta, be ready.
in your head be like, better not try to fuck her.
Don't fuck her, dude.
You know what I mean? Like, Amy.
I-
The way you just said that was
Really?
very like earnest. Like, don't fuck her, dude.
Because you know what I was thinking
What?
about? Somebody did that to Diddy and some girl like recently. I forget who it was. Like some rapper. There's like footage of like somebody being like, "Diddy, stay away from her." Like not her.
Don't fuck her, dude.
Don't fuck her, dude.
I grew up with 2 younger sisters, and I used to have to be that guy from time to time.
My brother was that guy. It was hard because my brother was also young for his grade. So it was kind of like he was almost like a year younger. Like his birthday's July 31st. So he could have been in like the year before and would have been like kind of older. But so whatever. All these guys were like a year older than him, and they were all be like hitting on me, flirting with me, teasing him.
Yeah, I
It
mean,
probably sucked for him.
no, well, okay. I'm the oldest. I got 2 sisters and a younger brother.
Okay.
Like anything I said to my younger sisters, they were just like that rebelled against.
Right. I was like that.
anything my younger brother did, they're like, "Oh, he's got a point."
Really?
Like, yeah, like if I was like, "Hey, I really don't think you should hang out with that dude. He's kind of a creep." They'd be like, "Fuck you. You don't understand us."
Wow.
But if my little brother would have been like, "He's a dumb piece of shit and I hate him," they'd be like, "Oh, he's right.
Wow.
He's got a point." Like they just like
Fascinating.
the little brother, the effect.
That dynamic's
Younger
interesting.
sister, older brother. Like, yeah, it's very interesting. I don't know what it's like to have an older sibling, but I can imagine it's like, yeah, you do have this sort of like, you can play the heartstrings a little bit more.
Yeah, well,
Whereas I couldn't. I was like the authority figure.
my
sometimes.
older brother
the shitty
told
one.
on me a lot, so I would get it from him.
Never
like,
did that.
If I was like sitting
I
on
was
a
not a
boy's lap,
snitch.
oh yeah, I got
Yeah.
snitched on a lot, and I would just get humiliated at the dinner table because my dad or my mom or whoever my brother would wait till dinner to be like, "Kerryn, heard you were sitting on so and so's lap today at lunch break," and I would just like look at my brother like, "What the fuck?"
Well, dude. Speaking of, so like I saw this. I follow a lot of TikTok is a thing, but I saw one of those. It's one of those TikTok things where someone just like there's a sound happening and it's just like a person, a dude,
The blinking?
sunglasses, but then like
Oh.
and then it says like there's like text saying what's
Okay,
going
okay.
on.
Yeah.
So it's like this dude and then like a crying sound, and then in the text it was, "Just told my son's girlfriend that he's been cheating on her.
Yes.
because we don't do that in this house."
That's crazy.
And I was like, "You're the worst. If that's
You're
real,
the worst.
you should be stripped of your fatherhood.
yeah,
Your son should be taken away from you.
yeah.
'Cause that is some fucking dumb ass.
Well, who gets involved in the lives of teenagers?
And
Period.
also, it's your teenage.
Where's the loyalty? Where's the loyalty?
Because I remember my friend, she ratted on her brother because
To his girl?
to his brother's girlfriend because, and I was like, dude, any of my siblings could show up with a body, and I would ask questions after we were finished burying it.
Right. Yeah,
You know
that's
what I
how
mean?
you do.
Like-
Ride or
like,
die.
I'm sorry. It's just
Yeah.
like that's blood. Like
Right.
maybe with like that's just weird to me.
That's how my family was too. Like I came home, and I'd be like, "Mom, I love my friends." She's like, "No, you don't. You love your family. That's it. You don't love your friends."
But then I get it. Like some people have shit. Like some people,
Yes.
you see the shit families and
and you understand why they need their friends.
It.
Yeah, but we had a good family.
Decently good greatness.
You don't need any friends. You
I mean,
have
I
your
was
brother and sister.
Enemy. Are you good with your parents now?
Yeah, I love my parents.
I was mortal enemies with my parents. When I was in like my mid-20s.
Really?
I was just a shit kid though.
Well, I was shitty when
Yeah.
I was drinking.
Yeah.
And like it wasn't that I hated them. I loved them. I was just so fucked up, and it was a torture for them. Mostly my mom, because I would disappear. I would lose my phone. I would lose my debit card. I would be an unidentified floating object in New York. Like,
Damn, dude.
like I would be like making
That is
collect calls.
By the way, that is a great album title.
Unidentified floating object in New York.
That's or just unidentified floating object.
Yeah, that's. I
Is
mean,
pretty fucking great.
because that's what my mother would always say. She's like, "You lost your ID, great. So when they find your fucking body, how am I gonna get it out? How am I gonna know, Kerryn?"
Well, that's also like, yeah, when you have a good relationship with your parents, people. It's also like, hey, guess what? You could still be cool and have a good. Like people are so hell bent on being like, oh, you have a good relationship with your parents, must be nice. You're like, what do you think? You're cooler because you don't?
I think it's lame not to. I think it's like you gotta at one point realize that everybody's a human and everybody has flaws, and that no matter what, your parents they probably did their best with what they had.
Yeah, they were fucking. My parents were like. They were like work 50 hours a week.
That
parents.
was my dad.
Yeah.
And both of them, actually, yeah. Like my dad would drive to Maine and back in the same day from Massachusetts to be a salesman.
Now they're in their 70s and they microdose.
Yours? Fuck yeah.
And they're happy.
Yeah.
And they're happy
My dad
and chill.
still works his ass off. My mom's happy to be retired, but she'll still work sometimes too. But my dad's going to work till the day he dies. I know him. He can't stop.
So are we.
Yeah, that's fine. I like working.
Even though we like what we do, it's still like we're of that. It's like, oh, guess what? Generation X and beyond,
right?
We're all working till the day we die.
I know.
It's like it's just what it is now.
You're right.
It's just life now, and that's why I just enjoy it. Enjoy what you fucking do.
You better.
Goddamn right, there's a message.
That was beautiful.
You goddamn right, there's a fucking message.
All right, Sean Patton, we're wrapping this up. Tell everybody how they can support you. Obviously, you're headlining the Mothership at Austin. That's
Headlining the Mothership,
exciting.
August. Thank you. August 16th through the 18th. And also, if you're in Boston, headlining the Crystal Ballroom on August 31st in Somerville.
We got a lot of. I'm from Massachusetts. This is Beantown people.
And it's apparently an amazing venue. And I think Somerville's pretty fucking cool. I like that. Somerville.
Fuck yeah, dog.
And my show, well, I'm in the show. The show I'm in on FX, English Teacher, premieres September 2nd.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Was that when you were in Atlanta?
That's when I was in Atlanta.
What's that about? We should have talked about that more. Where were you on that one?
I mean, there'll be a whole promotional machine
All
behind
right,
that
okay,
one.
good.
But also, that's one of those things where
just
it's like,
for my knowledge.
watch the show.
Yeah,
it's really, I've seen it. It's fucking capital G legit great.
What part is your part? What is your
I'm
part?
a reformed bigot PE coach.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
It's a great show. It's legit. Brian Jordan Alvarez, he created it. He's the star. It's fucking awesome. I'm really excited about it.
The English teacher on FX.
Oh no, just English teacher.
English teacher.
Yeah.
FX.
But yeah, so fuck yeah.
Awesome.
Thank you.
No, thank you.
No, thank you.
Thank you. Thank Nicole. Like and subscribe.
But I want to point out the best podcasts are where the host has at least 12 pieces of mango.
I think I've had maybe 14.
So there you go.
Throwing ass on the gram, getting laughs at the stand. Only she can, only Feehans. It's only Feehans.